Life can sometimes feel like a maze of relationships, a never-ending journey filled with twists and turns. But have you ever wondered if the people in your life are genuinely there for you or just taking advantage of your kindness? I've been there, and I know how it feels to question the authenticity of the bonds we form. It's like standing at crossroads, unsure which path leads to genuine connections, the kind that uplift you, inspire you, and bring out the very best in you. But guess what? You're not alone in this journey, not anymore. Today, we're diving deep into an exploration of human behavior, emotions, and the profound wisdom of Stoicism, my favorite philosophy, to decode the subtle yet revealing signs that someone might be using you. These signs, they aren't just random tips or generic advice. No, they're carefully crafted insights that you can relate to, learn from, and implement in your life. We're talking about real solutions here, solutions that empower you to see beyond the surface and navigate your relationships with newfound clarity and self-respect. Lesson 1. Diminishing comments. Picture this: you've achieved something you're proud of, something that took time and effort. You excitedly share it with someone, expecting a pat on the back, a high five, or just a simple congratulations. But instead, what you get is a dismissive "that's all," or maybe you open up about your dreams, your aspirations, your vision for the future, and all you hear is them belittling your dreams. These aren't just casual remarks, my friends. No, they're subtle tools used by some to keep you in a perpetual state of self-doubt. It's like they're trying to make you feel smaller so they can feel bigger. But here's where Stoicism comes into play. Stoicism teaches us about focusing on what's within our control, and your reaction to these diminishing comments, well, that's within your control. Lesson 2. Broken promises. We've all encountered these individuals at some point in our lives, those who are like magicians of words, weaving stories and making grand promises with the ease of a seasoned storyteller. But when the moment arrives for them to step up and turn those words into actions, they vanish into thin air, leaving behind a trail of unfulfilled promises. It's like watching a magic show, isn't it? They make you believe in the impossible, in the incredible, and you eagerly await the moment when they'll pull that rabbit out of the hat. But instead, what you get is an empty hat and a sense of disappointment. Now, Stoicism teaches us something essential here. It teaches us the importance of actions over words. Lesson 3. Unilateral benefit. Picture this: you're the constant giver in a relationship. You offer support, your time, and what do you get in return? Defining silence when you need a hand. It's not just about being generous, it's a glaring sign that you're undervalued. Now, here's where our friend Stoicism comes in. Stoicism teaches us about mutual respect and balance. These are essentials for any healthy relationship. Your worth isn't measured by your generosity or your availability. Recognize this one-sided dynamic and dare to set boundaries. It's not selfish, it's self-respect. Engage in honest conversations and see who adjusts. Those unwilling to reciprocate are merely making room for people who genuinely value you. Remember, quality trumps quantity in relationships. We're on a journey of self-improvement, and it's essential to surround ourselves with those who appreciate our worth. Every time you speak, it's like your words evaporate before they reach their ears. You pour your heart out, and it's as if you're just another piece of furniture in the room. It's not just carelessness, it's a deliberate act to keep you under their thumb. It's a clear deviation from the Stoic principle of mutual respect and empathy. In Stoicism, we learn to value each other's feelings and needs. Lesson 5. Emotional manipulation. In this scenario, though, it's like they've become artists of your emotional landscape, painting it with colors of neglect and indifference. But here's the thing, your emotional well-being matters. Your feelings are valid, your needs are important, and it's crucial to recognize these patterns. When your joys and sorrows are met with indifference or hollow words, it's a sign to break free from these chains. You first need to listen to your inner voice. It's that quiet whisper that tells you this isn't right. Trust it. You are not a background character in someone else's story, you are the lead in your own. Lesson 6, Lack of genuine support. Imagine navigating a relationship, a friendship, or even a workplace where your confidence begins to wane. It's not due to any personal change on your part, but because of someone's hidden agenda to manipulate your feelings. These manipulators, they are clever. They cloak themselves in the guise of a friend or ally, skillfully chipping away at your self-esteem. They employ a cunning mix of praise and criticism, making you dependent on their validation. But here's where we anchor ourselves in Stoicism. Lesson 7, Constant competition. At the heart of every meaningful relationship lies the bedrock of genuine support. It's like having a personal cheerleader who's with you through every high and low. But what happens when this support is missing? Well, it's like walking a tightrope without a safety net. You make a move, hoping for an encouraging word or a helping hand, only to find a void. This absence is a glaring red flag in any relationship, signaling that you might be in the company of someone who sees you as a mere stepping stone rather than a partner in growth. Lesson 8, Absence in critical moments. Have you ever experienced a time when things were going great, and you were surrounded by friends and well-wishers, but when the tough times hit, some of those friends seem to disappear like shadows in the night? In Stoicism, there's this emphasis on understanding what's within our control and what's not. Well, the behavior of fair-weather friends falls squarely in the category of what we can't control. We can't make them be there for us in those crucial moments, but what we can control is how we perceive and react to it. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our own virtue. Lesson 9, Lack of reciprocity reminds us that while our own character and actions are within our control, we can't control other people, their choices, or their loyalty. So, when facing the absence of someone we thought was a friend in a critical moment, remember the Stoic anchoring. Our support system should be there when we need it most, but it doesn't always turn out that way. And that's okay. It's during these challenging times that we truly see the quality of the connections we've built. Stoicism encourages us to focus on our own resilience, strength, and ability to navigate life's storms, rather than feeling bitter or resentful about fair-weather friends. Stoicism teaches us to turn inward, to cultivate our own inner fortitude, because in the end, it's our own character that matters most. And what's truly beautiful about this is when you embrace Stoic principles, you'll find that you become a source of strength not just for yourself, but for others too. You'll become the kind of friend who's there in the bright days and the darkest hours. So, let's remember that while fair-weather friends may come and go, your inner Stoic strength is always with you. Focus on building your own character, your own resilience, and be the kind of friend you would want in your own critical moments. In Lesson 10, Betrayal, Stoicism reminds us that our actions are within our control. It's not about tit for tat, it's about setting healthy boundaries and communicating our needs. Stoicism guides us to strive for excellence in our own character and actions, regardless of external circumstances. Rather than feeling resentful or frustrated, it encourages us to turn inward and cultivate our own sense of fulfillment. Embodying Stoic principles makes us a beacon of strength and virtue, capable of setting healthy boundaries and communicating our needs effectively. So, let's remember that while lack of reciprocity in a relationship can be challenging, it's an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Focus on your own character, values, and journey towards becoming the best version of yourself. Lesson 11, Selective availability teaches us about the importance of self-worth and self-respect, and how our value isn't tethered to someone else's whims or actions. Stoicism provides an anchoring, a sense of stability within ourselves, teaching us it's okay to have boundaries and stand up for our own worth. Internalizing Stoic principles leads to valuing ourselves more, not arrogantly, but in a way that acknowledges our dignity and self-respect. So, the next time someone keeps you on standby, remember Stoic wisdom. It's a reminder that you're not a pawn in someone else's game. With Stoicism as your anchor, you can shine brightly and authentically, despite selective availability dimming your light. Lesson 12, Making You Feel Guilty, highlights the importance of understanding what's within our control and what's not. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's fundamental for self-care. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our own virtues and values, not be swayed by external judgments. Saying no when necessary isn't just okay, it's an act of self-love, affirming that our well-being matters. Embracing Stoicism makes us less susceptible to manipulation, more resilient, centered, and in control of our own lives. In Lesson 13, Lack of Personal Interest, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of surrounding ourselves with those who cherish our inner world. Personal interest in each other is fundamental for a meaningful connection, where listening, understanding, and valuing one another are key. Stoicism teaches us about the wisdom of choosing our company wisely, ensuring that our thoughts, feelings, and ideas are valued and acknowledged. We're encouraged to seek out relationships where there's a genuine exchange of ideas and emotions, where there's a mutual interest in each other's well-being. So, if you find yourself in a one-sided relationship where it feels like your thoughts and feelings are falling on deaf ears, remember that you deserve more. You deserve connections where your inner world is celebrated. Stoicism reminds us that it's okay to prioritize meaningful relationships in our lives. It's not about cutting people off, but about nurturing connections that truly enrich your life. And as you reflect on your relationships, consider the Stoic wisdom that encourages us to focus on what's truly within our control, our choices, our values, and the company we keep. So, if you're playing that one-sided tennis match in a relationship, perhaps it's time to find a partner who's ready to rally with you, someone who appreciates your thoughts and feelings. In the world of Stoicism, there's a profound lesson about the importance of virtue, which includes wisdom and fairness. It's not just about how we conduct ourselves, but also about how we engage with others. When you find yourself in conversations where it's all about the other person and your words seem to fall on deaf ears, it can be truly frustrating. But remember, Stoicism teaches us about the significance of redirecting conversations to achieve fair exchanges. You see, in a healthy and meaningful conversation, there should be a balance, a give and take. Your voice deserves to be heard just as much as theirs. It's not a monologue, it's a dialogue, a two-way street. In Stoicism, we learn about the wisdom of ensuring fairness in our interactions. We're encouraged to engage with others in a way that respects their thoughts and feelings, but also values our own. Lesson 14, Unilateral Conversations, emphasizes the importance of sincerity and genuine connections, which are like the sturdy pillars of a fulfilling life. Superficial closeness, on the other hand, can create an illusion of connection without any real depth. Stoicism emphasizes the pursuit of wisdom, virtue, and meaningful relationships. It encourages us to seek out connections that are built on sincerity, mutual growth, and genuine interest. So, when you find yourself in relationships or friendships that seem shallow, where the connection feels more like a facade, remember the Stoic wisdom. Authentic relationships are not just about surface-level interactions, they go deeper, nourishing your soul and bringing genuine fulfillment. Stoicism teaches us to value what truly matters, seeking out connections where both parties are committed to growth and where there's a sincere interest in each other's well-being. And as you navigate these relationships, remember the Stoic principle of wisdom. It's about making choices that align with your values and bring true meaning to your life. Conclusion: embracing Stoic principles in relationships reminds us that life is too short to invest in relationships that lack depth and authenticity. It encourages us to embrace the beauty of genuine connections where hearts and minds meet on a profound level. So, as you journey through life, remember to seek out those authentic connections that resonate with the Stoic principles of sincerity, wisdom, and genuine interest. If you find yourself in a situation where you're continually feeling disregarded, it might be time to take a Stoic approach. And that means standing up for your dignity, not in an aggressive way but with calm and firm resolve. Stoicism isn't about reacting with anger or frustration, it's about responding with wisdom and grace. It's like the calm in the midst of a storm. So, if you're facing a continued lack of respect in your relationships, remember the Stoic principle of self-respect. It reminds us that we should never tolerate being treated as less than we deserve. Take a deep breath and remember that you have the power to address this calmly but firmly. It's about asserting your boundaries and asserting your worth, just as the Stoics would advise. Stoicism encourages us to focus on what's within our control, and that includes how we allow others to treat us. It's a gentle yet powerful reminder that we don't have to accept disrespect in any form. So, as you navigate your relationships, especially when you feel that continued lack of respect, channel your inner Stoic, stand up for your dignity with the wisdom and grace that this philosophy teaches. You are worthy of respect, and the Stoic way is to calmly and firmly uphold that truth. As we come to the end of this meaningful discussion, my friend, I want you to remember that your well-being and your dignity are of paramount importance. In the grand theatre of life, you are the protagonist, and you have the power to shape your narrative, just as the Stoics would encourage. So, if you find yourself in situations where respect is lacking, I urge you to channel your inner Stoic and, with calm determination, assert your worth. It's not about confrontation, but about self-respect, and you are worthy of the utmost respect. Now, before we part ways, I invite you to continue this journey of self-discovery and Stoic wisdom by exploring one of the playlists on your screen right now. Dive deeper into the profound teachings of Stoicism and uncover valuable insights for a more meaningful and resilient life. Your path to a Stoic-inspired life begins with a single step, and this playlist is your guide. Thank you for being a part of this conversation, and until next time, stay strong, stay Stoic, and always remember the power of self-respect.